Gill Coliseum, and it's all right here on Pac-12 Insider Senior Day for 9 Oregon State Beavers, strong contributors to this program over the years, and because of them and others, they believe they have what it takes to make it in the Final 8 at the end of the year and make it to the NCAA championships. That list, of course, headlined by Jane Carey, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist, one of the best, if not the best, college gymnast in the nation. She'll be doing her thing in front of 9,000 fans today. Gill Coliseum is filled to the gills. And hi, everybody. I'm Rich Burke. A little bit later on, we'll be joined by former Beaver gymnast Sylvia Calusi-Palayev. And then at the end, we'll cover all of the Senior Day ceremonies. Now, Jane Carey has been flirting with a perfect 10 all season long. 7 times she's come within a quarter of a tenth. Yeah, 9 9.75s, including 5 times on beam. Is today the day she gets one, or even more? She'd love to play to the crowd. You know she'd love to do it today. Here's what she did last week against San Jose State. The 39.825 all around was number 1 in the country this year. Nobody has done that all season. She had a pair of 9.975s, which of course meant that she got a 10 from one of the 2 judges. It was absolutely outstanding. And the 2-time Olympian, 3-time Olympic medalist, spectacular. And it was another great performance, 9.975 on beam, and she had a 9.95 on floor. She was amazing. There are ranks across the country: 10th on vault, 8th on bars, 1st on beam, 8th on floor, and number 1 in the all-around. You will get to see her front and center today on Senior Day at Gill Coliseum. The Beavers and Air Force. And we'll have rotation 1 with Oregon State on the vault and Air Force on the bars after this.
It's usually just
back here on Senior Day for Oregon State. This place is filled to the rafters. Expected crowd of 9,000. You show up, unfortunately, unable to buy a ticket. Oregon State back home after the last 4 weekends on the road. 3 weeks of quad meets in Denver, Dallas, and at Stanford. And last week at San Jose State. Sunday at San Jose State, they hit 197 for the first time in 4 weeks. It was a 197.025. They scored between 49.2 and 49.375 in each rotation. Here's Tanya Chaplin, head coach of the Oregon State Beavers in her 28th year. And you talk to Tanya, and it's like she's in her first year. She has such enthusiasm for this. And, of course, her husband, Michael, is the associate head coach. And they have been here for almost 3 decades now. And Jennifer Green, the head coach of Air Force, in her 5th year after 6 years as an assistant at Iowa, and prior to that 2 years as an assistant at Mizzou. She says, "I'm an Army brat," end quote. Her father had a 30-year career in the U.S. Armed Forces. She appreciates what her athletes are willing to sacrifice for their country. Last week at Utah State, they lost by nearly 2 full points, carding just a 193.575 as they had to count a fall on bars and floor earlier this season. Twice they scored 195.775, and that's a program record. They did it in consecutive weeks against San Jose State on January 24th and against D3 Hamline University on January 31st. Oregon State getting ready to go on vault. Oregon State is ranked number 17 on vault, 13th on bars, 8th on beam, and 13th on floor. They had been ranked 7 on floor 4 weeks ago and still as high as number 10 last week. And with the injury to Carly Chavez, they are looking for people.
one of these people.
And step up. Oregon State's national qualifying score, 197.09, is 11th in the country. This is the second time in the Chaplin era that they've had a sellout for gymnastics here at Gill Coliseum. First one was a couple of years ago when Utah was here. And they've had a season ticket sales record for 4 consecutive years. Air Force's ranks, they are best on beam. their bars lineup is missing some key pieces. They have 3 out because of injuries and a couple of more because they had duties within their squadron. Not a lot of other schools can say that gymnasts had to miss because of duties within their squadron. And of course, gymnastics for these athletes is 3rd at best behind academics and the process of training to defend our country. Natalie Briones will begin things on vault for Oregon State. Last week at San Jose State, led it off with a 9.75. Had a season-high 9.85 in week 3. Kinesiology major. And last year and this year, she has been in every vault and bars lineup. Senior day for Briones from Gilbert, Arizona. Brother Brandon, a gymnast at Stanford, last competed in 2023, an alternate for the U.S. at the Tokyo Olympics. And their younger brother Dylan also competes. Tanya Chaplin looking on from behind. Jade Carey standing nearby, always willing to give her team some encouragement. Carey, along with her excellent gymnast skills, is a very good leader. They're one of 3 captains on this team, along with Caitlin Garcia and Sage Thompson. Senior day, but not the last meet here at Gill. They added one this coming Friday. Fisk University, an NAIA school out of Nashville, will be here. They feature Morgan Price, who carded a 10 on bars back in January of 19 across the country this year on all apparatuses. So that's Friday. But because senior day was scheduled today, we are celebrating it here. And they'll put a little exclamation point on things in 6 days. The Fisk is here. Benny is set to go, as is this crowd of 9,000 fans, and as is Natalie Briones. Goes within your Chinko full, and her teammates appreciate that one, as does Michael Chaplin and Brian Carey, assistant coaches for Oregon State. And now Chelsea Boyer, a sophomore for Air Force. Her hometown is Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy. But she's a gymnast for Air Force. Bar specialist, averaging a 9.6. Within 10 degrees of vertical on those handstands. Last couple have been good. Her dismount, and she nails it. Much to the delight of her assistant coach, Johanny Sotillo-Alston, former Iowa gymnast. That's some good work for Chelsea Boyer. Her career high is a 9.8. Good start for Air Force on bars. 9.85 for Natalie Briones. That matches her season high, quarter of a tenth off her career high. And now Olivia Buckner, the sophomore from Riverton, Utah, has become a regular in the vault lineup, competing in each of the last 4 meets. A high of 9.775 3 weeks ago. Has a vault with a 10.0 start value. Don't believe she's going to use it today. We're right at 9.95 last year. He goes with the full, the 9.95 start value. Olivia Buckner. Gideon Kell, former Oregon State gymnast, in the background. Buckner goes second in the lineup. 6 gymnasts go. You count your 5 best scores. And Belandra Broshai getting ready to go on bars for Air Force. Still awaiting the score of their leadoff, Chelsea Boyer. There's a 9.75 for Boyer. is half a tenth off of her career high. Now here's Broshai, the senior from Round Rock, Texas. Suffered a miss last week at Utah State. Her fifth competitive bars routine this year, a high of 9.7 3 weeks ago. Her dismount. Good bounce back for Valandra Broshai after the miss last week. Her career high 9.825 4 times. This recently 13 months ago. Senior winding down her career at Air Force. Working with her on being in the moment, being in the present. And a good routine for Broshai. 9.825 for Olivia Buckner. And that is her season high. And now Sophia Esposito. Wasting no time, little hop at the end. Esposito can go.
One of these.
On beam, not consistent on vault. Last week had a 9.85, her second best this year. Her third time at 9.8 or better. And when she puts it together, she is really good. Esposito. Congratulated by Jade Carey. Esposito, the Melville, New York native. Last year's Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Balcony's over with Briannas. Still away to the score for Valandra Broshai as Gabriella Hartley gets ready to go for the Falcons. Yet on Broshai, Hartley underway, has been in 5 bars lineups this year, a high of 9.725 2 weeks ago. Not quite the vertical on that handstand, need to be within 10 degrees. Last week carded a 9.6. Lining up for her dismount. Able to hold on. Good work by Gabriella Hartley, the junior from Claremont, Florida. This is her 10th lineup. 6 on bars, have been also in 4 beam lineups this year. Caitlin Garcia. Going with her 1.5, the 10-0 start value. Senior day for her. They jacked up the scores the latter half of the season. First 5 weeks below 9.8. The last 5 weeks, 9.825 or better. Career high 9.925 at the Metroplex quad 3 weeks ago. Alyssa Bigler getting ready to go for Air Force. Has done the all-around 6 times in her 8 meets here in her freshman year. Set out the meet 3 weeks ago because of a shoulder injury. At beam and floor 2 weeks ago and was back doing the all-around last week. Coming off a 9.6 on bars last week in Logan, Utah. Head coach Jennifer Green says she wants Bigler to relax and do what she does in the gym. And that's the difference, right? Now, Air Force getting to perform in front of 9,000 fans. After the 9.575 by Gabriella Hartley, Alyssa Bigler awaiting her turn. dismount for Bigler. Well done. Air Force having a good bars rotation after having to count a fall last week at Utah State. Celebrations all around for Bigler and her teammates. Her career high 9.85. January 24th at home against Utah State. 9.85 for Caitlin Garcia. That's her 6th consecutive meet at 9.825 or better. And now Sage Thompson. Little bounce for Sage. One of the captains celebrating senior day. Has posted exactly a 9.825 in each of the last 3 meets on vault. The 2 lines you see there, just for guidance for the judges. There's no official deduction if you go outside those lines. Next is Maggie Slides, and she is the best for Air Force, the best gymnast in the Mountain West Conference. Then Conference Gymnast of the Week. 8 of 9 possible weeks this season. 13 times total in her 2-year Air Force career. Her goal is to be a fighter pilot. She talked to Mizzou, talked to Minnesota, but she said after coming on a visit to Air Force, there's no competition. Jennifer Green says that Slife puts them on a different level and will help Air Force get better athletes. Still awaiting the score on Alyssa Bigler, who preceded her. Score already in for Sage Thompson. She got a 9.8 on vault. Quarter of a tenth off what she had scored each of the last 3 meets. And the judges decided the score for Bigler. And meanwhile, Maggie Slife has to stand and wait. Maggie Slife has been in every lineup this year and was a regular all-arounder as a freshman last year. She's Mountain West Freshman of the Year, champion on vault, and then Indy all-around. Air Force's first bid to a regional since 2019, so as an individual. 9.825 for Alyssa Bigler. That's a 10th off of her. In fact, look, it's a quarter of a 10th off of her career high. Now here is Maggie Slife. Best gymnast in the Mountain West Conference from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Good work on the handstands. Little hop at the end for Slife. Last week had a 9.85 at Utah State. Career high 9.95. We know that Air Force will not have to count a fall on bars today. All 5 have had hits. A 9.8 for Sage Thompson. Half a 10th off of her career high. Now here's Jade Carey. First look at her today. And doing the all-around. She has all but 1 meet this year. Mini hop at the end, and her father and assistant coach Brian Carey right there for the high 10. And here come her teammates. 2-time Olympic medalist. As expected that vault would be her best chance at Olympic gold in Tokyo. She secured her spot in the individual event finals through success on vault and World Cup events. Finished 2nd in qualifying, 8th in the final, but 1 gold on floor. And then 15 gold for the Golden Girls in Paris last summer. Majestic, isn't it? Watching her and this crowd loving it. Haley Santana, freshman, getting ready to wrap things up in the bars lineup for the Falcons. Score in for Jade Carey, a 9.95 on vault. A 9.975 last week at San Jose State. She has a pair of 10s on vault in her career, both 2 years ago. A dozen 10s in her career. That is an Oregon State record. 9.7 for Maggie Slife. So that is a little bit down for her. Career high 9.95. And now here is Haley Santana. This is just her third bars lineup this year. Really struggled last week against Utah State. And looking for a hit here. Freshman from Frederick, Maryland. Her best this year, a 9.45. This ought to be better than that. Yes, Haley Santana. Freshman for Air Force. Hugs all around, and why not? Air Force, after counting a fall last week in Logan, Utah on bars, they have 6 hits in this one. Oregon State ended up with a 49.325 on vault. And that is their best this season by half a tenth. Previous high had been 49.275 in week 4 at home. Well, we with the score on Haley Santana. There are the scores. If you can scratch a line through a 9.8, remember 6 gymnasts go, you count your 5 best. 9.8's a good score. If you can put a red line through that one, you've done well. And that's what they do. As Jade Carey caps it off with a 9.95. And again, that 49.325 is their best this year. Rotation 1 in the books. And they're still waiting on Santana's score. I'm sure Tanya Chapman will be happy about what she just saw. 49.325. It's tied for 14th best in the country this year, as far as a vault rotation goes. Second sellout here at Oregon State. The first coming 2 years ago. This record's around at 9,000 today. And I mean, I'm looking up and around all the way to the rafters, and it's hard to see an open seat. Standing room only. The growth of women's sports has been fantastic. And they love their gymnastics here at Oregon State. They've all come out to see them, including Senior Day for Jade Carey. Now, it's possible that Jade has another year here. Unlikely, but they're investigating that in these days of COVID and for other factors. Just hard to tell when anybody's tenure is truly up. But they're investigating the possibility that Jade could go back for another year, as unlikely as it is. They're still debating the school. Haley Santana, the Air Force freshman, would wrap up the bars rotation for the year. They're hoping to put a line through Gabriella Hartley's 9.575. With 48.525 in the rotation is their score right now. Unless they could scratch out Hartley's 9.575, and then it would go up. Yes, they do have representatives here that are in uniform. The coaching staff are civilians, and they always have a uniformed officer with them. Tigers of the Air Force Academy are incredible. Ivy League education. They all take more than 20 hours. The studies that go with it, military training, job duties within their squadron, plus gymnastics. And the coaches understand that unlike other schools, gymnastics is not the #1 priority. At best, it's number 3 behind academics and their military responsibilities. They're not allowed to have NIL. All cadets, athletes and non-athletes, are on full scholarship. So they don't have to do gymnastics for their scholarship. They're doing gymnastics because they want to. And their schedules are incredible. They get up for military training early, then they have class, then formation for lunch. All 4,000 cadets gather to march to lunch together. We have an exhibition on bars. Clara Wallace, who's been out with an injury this year. Wallace, a sophomore from Lee Summit, Missouri. Love to have her back for the Mountain West Championships next Saturday in San Jose. And they plan on exhibitioning her without a dismount. And so that's what they did. Taking it easy on that injury. So she was able to swing some bars in front of this crowd. And again, they hope to have her back with the dismount next week at the Mountain West Conference Championships. All 4,000 cadets gather to march to lunch together, military training time after lunch. Then from 2:30 to 6:30, they call it IC time, intercollegiate athletics, where athletes can go practice their respective sports. Then they have dinner, maybe more military training, study time, and it's time for bed. 48-5-2-5 for the Falcons. And that is a quarter of a point off their season high. Still a good rotation for them. At 48-5-2-5 as they put a red line through Haley Santana's final score. But Tanya Chaplin's team has their high on vault this year. Well done for Oregon State. We'll have the second rotation a little bit later.